Hello everyone, this is Sudhanshu Kumar from Azure Developer Community and Reskill. I would like to welcome you all to this season of Agents, a virtual event dedicated to exploring the dynamic world of intelligent agents, automation, and the future of AI powered productivity. Today, we have with us Harshavardhan Bajoria, who is Associate Product Manager at Unstop. Over to you, sir.
Hi everyone. Hope you are doing great and really interested and looking forward to interact with all of you and explore AI with all of you today. So let me just present my screen for all of you. Cool. I hope my screen is visible. Just let me check. Mm, So, yep. Welcome all of you to today's session. This is Baby Yoda out here welcoming all of you to today's session out there. Let me just join the session through my phone also so that I can have a look at all these sessions that you might have. Cool. So, who am I? I'm an associate product manager at Unstop Azure Developer Lead, which is the platform on which we are hosting Azure Developer Community out there. GitHub Campus expert, 7 times Microsoft certified, which includes AI engineer, data scientist, and educator. GitHub certified, Google Cloud Digital Leader certified, and founder of Devolt. Now let's go back to November 2021. So, what happened in November 2021? In November 2021, something strange but something beautiful happened. Microsoft partnered with OpenAI to launch their own Azure OpenAI service, which you can see over here on the screen. So we had this Azure OpenAI services out there, and how did it work? What were the things that were given to us? So before we had this Azure machine learning, where we had the ML platform, where you could actually code, deploy models, create models using automated workflows, using prompt flow, using different methods out there, and that looked pretty cool, pretty awesome. But that was only there for the data scientists out there. There was only for people who are much mastered in writing Python code, writing the Jupyter notebooks, and all of that stuff. But what about if someone doesn't want to do so much and they just want to use it like an API? For them, things were launched like vision, speech, language, and decision, and this were coming into cognitive services. So suppose you want to do something with vision, there it was. Something with speech, it was there, and language and decision. We'll explore each one of them separately out there. And then came the scenario-based things, which is bot, cognitive, form recognizer, video indexer. Again, all of this were coming in AI models, but these are much more scenario-based. But all of this were only for developers and data scientists out there. Business users don't care much about it. So they got added with Azure OpenAI services. And developers got to use OpenAI services to actually build upon them, create something which was pretty cool. And for business users, things came up which were Power BI apps, Automate, and virtual agents. BI allowing them to actually do data analytics, get insights, and all of the data streamed out there. While Power Apps allowed them to actually create applications by just using drag and drop, using automated stuff, and get the app ready. Similarly, Automate actually triggered different workflows, triggered different medias out there that could actually create workflows to help do the task out there, and virtual agents out there that could actually be useful in scenarios where people wanted to just create agents that would work like a chatbot. So all of this were pretty amazing, and this got integrated with Microsoft 365, Dynamic 365, and the partner solutions out there. So this was the complete Azure AI suite along with Azure OpenAI service that were presented to you. And it has been running there in the past itself, and a lot of it has been used out there currently. Sounds cool, sounds good. and amazing. But what about the rest of the part of it? How did agents come into place? So let's set the scene. So let's suppose you are working for an e-commerce selling campaign equipment and you want to analyze sales data. So for that, what can you do? There can be different things out there that you can do. You can actually analyze the different sentiments. You can actually see which of the equipments are getting sold fast, which of the equipments are readily available, which of the equipments are in high demand, which of the equipments have a higher margin, and all this stuff out there. Okay, we got the data points, but what about the rest of the part? How to sell them? So you can understand the market trend, you can understand the market demand, you can understand the seasonal demand of it, right? And all of this through the sales data. So what if there was a particular AI agent that could do it for you? Sounds awesome, right? But what is an AI agent? What does it actually do, and how is it different from LLMs? But before that, let's maybe explore the portal itself. Let's explore the whole thing and get back to the agent service. So let me go to the ai.azure portal. So if I just type ai.azure.com, you have this portal out there. Let it load. Cool. So you have this complete portal out there which you can use. Now, how to use it? If you just go to the overview section, you can see the endpoint, the keys, the details of it, and what are things that you can do. When you go to model catalog, you can see the different models that it gives. So if you want to like check it via quality, you can have the model leaderboards out there based upon the quality, cost, and throughput. You can check out the different models that it provides to you in API form. So you can just, let's suppose, click it out here, and if you want to use it, you can just deploy it. So let it load. Yeah. So what you can do is actually go over here, click on the deploy option and use it like an API. And here are the benchmarks. Everything is presented to you so that you can just directly go ahead and use it. You don't have to think a lot about it. All the things are present out here in metric form, which you can obviously go ahead and compare with other models. You can try it with your own data and generate the results. Similarly, if you want to check your existing deployment, you can just go to this particular tab and check it out here. And similarly, you can do it for all the other models that's out there. Pretty amazing and pretty cool, right? So please go ahead and check it out. Currently, NVIDIA NIM is also available on the Azure AI Foundry, which you can see out here. So a lot of things out there which you can go and explore. Sounds cool. Next, you have the AI services. So suppose you want to understand data, you can do that. You want to have speech, language, vision, document, content safety, something that I mentioned in the below bottom second row. You have it all here. So if I just go to this particular option, you can see it allows you real-time, fast transcription, speech, translation, pronunciation assessment, text to speech, and a lot more, which you can use. Similarly, if I just go to language translator, you have a lot of like PL information extraction, text classification, uh, information summarizer, translation, and similarly, if you want to do a lot of things like vision, document, and content safety, all of these things are available. Sounds pretty cool. How to use them? Let's suppose I go to content understanding, click over here. It says that okay, I need to create a project, and this is how it will analyze. So you can just create a RAG model out of it and use it out there. But suppose, let's take a basic example. So let's suppose I want to do something, let's say with face, detect face in an image. So I can just try it out here. Let's suppose I do this. It can tell me that, okay, this face does not have any mask. And I can get a JSON response about the pupil, eyebrows, eye left, eye top, and a lot of it. If I want to integrate it, I can click on view code, and this will give me the code in Python and C hash, which I can directly use and integrate it out there. I can also follow the quick start and get code in different languages like JavaScript and all other languages that's out there. Sounds cool, sounds awesome, and this covers a lot about the Azure AI services part. But what about the other services that it has? So let me just make it. Yeah. So this were the AI services. But what about the agents that we are going to talk about today? How to use it like an agent? Because this thing can do a particular task. It can't process the data automatically out there. What to do about it? So first of all, let's go and understand what is agent actually. So agent, if in simple terms you want to understand, is like a semi-autonomous software that can be given a goal, and this will work to achieve that goal without you knowing in advance exactly how it's going to. Sounds too technical, right? So what do I mean by it is, suppose I want that, okay, uh, I want to do something. Let's suppose analyze the data of sales and get insights, and based upon the insight trigger some actions or trigger some things out there. So what will happen is, based upon this, I can create an AI agent that will have a lot of things to achieve a goal, which is increased production, and this will do all of it out there for me. Sounds amazing, right? And I won't be able to know how it's doing it, because obviously agent can keep on changing, agent can do things that are there, and this is quite amazing, this is quite cool. And this is what agent is. While an LLM do things that are predefined, that you might know of, and you might actually be much more interested in to do, because you know that, okay, these are the particular purposes, these are the particular things in which it is trained upon and it can do. Now, what an agent can accomplish. So first of all, into reason over provided business process. So whenever you give a particular process, it can be anything. It can be, let's suppose, in our case, let's suppose it was the sales data. So you need to understand how the business works, how the demand is created, how the market is being created, how people purchase, when do the people purchase, when do they take certain actions, when do they actually go ahead and buy, and which things do they buy. Based upon the whole business process, retrieve the context to complete the process, to understand how things are working, to understand uh, how can they make things better, how can they actually uh, do things that will complete the whole process and create like an ecosystem. Finally, perform an action for the end user. Action can be anything in this case. It can be removing the items from the stock, or replenishing whenever they feel that the need would increase, or based upon the AI model statistics, understand that, okay, the season is coming up and therefore the demand would increase, or there is an anomaly, and therefore if this anomaly hits, the margins would be higher because the cost would be low, the demand would increase eventually again, and they can get it at a lower cost, thus increase the margin. So an agent needs to accomplish these three things to be much effective, much cost friendly, and much efficient out there. So all of these three things are done step by step. First, it reasons over the business process. Next, it actually retrieves the context of it to complete the whole process. And the last thing is perform the necessary actions, perform the necessary tools. Okay, this sounds cool. An AI agent is doing all of this stuff, and we don't have to worry about it. Cool, and it has a very high IQ and a very high database to retrieve from. So that's amazing. But how can an agent help us? So an agent can help you do a lot of things out there. And Azure AI agent services there, which you can automatically use to build, deploy, and scale AI agents with ease. It will help you actually have rapid development and automation, extensive data collection, flexible model collection, and enterprise grade security. All of this available to you for free. So if I just show you, we have this same option out here in the agents option. This is currently in preview. It's coming soon with the whole update. So please make sure that you try this out. It's completely awesome out there. It has 14 models currently listed through which you can actually go ahead and use. Uh, it has GPT 4.0, 4.0 Mini, 4, 3.5, DeepSeek, Mistral, Llama, and Cohere, which you can use. It's flexible. It has extensive data connection that you can use, and you can directly rapidly deploy, develop, and automate stuff out there. Now, how does the solution work? How do things work? Before that, let me show you how this works. So let's suppose I just choose 4.0 Mini for now. I confirm it. It says that, okay, this is the model, this is the key, this is the project that I'm using right now. Or let me just go ahead and create a new one. So uh, let's go to Azure portal, which is by portal.azure.com. And let's create one. So if I go to Azure AI Foundry, which is the place where everything happens, I click on create, I click on project, and I create a new resource group calling it session. I click on OK, resource detail, let's type session, and let's maybe create a new hub. So yeah, in this particular session, okay, I don't have session. So yeah, session, and let's do it in South India maybe. The name session, default project resource group. Okay, so connect AI services. Do I have one? No. Create new session, save, and let's click on storage, keeping it in default for now, and click on we can create. So I can just review all the details out there, which is mentioned over here, and let's click on create. So when I click on create, it's creating the whole deployment for me. Let's maybe give it a minute out there and see the deployment of it. So the key vault is ready, the storage account has been accepted and it's created. Cool. The session is also created out here. The machine learning services has been created. It might take a few moments and it's ready. Cool. So when you click on go to resource, it's there. I can click on launch Azure AI Foundry to actually go ahead and launch it. Cool. It's there. Now I can go and create a new project. So let me just name the project session for now. Project or hub, which names already exist. So let's click on home. Let's click on resource group. Go to session, and yeah, we have one already. So this is the Azure AI Foundry portal. From here also you can go, and over here I can see it has all of these services listed out here. Cool. So if I go to this option again and click on view all projects, I should see it out here. Let's maybe create a new project. So session, project name, session uh, 01. Let's click on create. It's creating a project. Pretty cool. Let's wait for a few minutes. And it's ready. Now I can go to the agents option, select session AI and click on let's go. Next, I can choose a model that I want to deploy. So I just go for GPT-4 or mini for now, deploy it. Next, I want to create an agent. So I can just click over here, or maybe, yeah. So I've got these two agents out here. So I can just click in try and playground, and this is the agents playground that we get. So here I can just maybe use it like an LLM for now, or if I want to maybe add in a new connection, which you can obviously do by adding the knowledge base from here. You can add actions that it should perform from here. The model settings can be tweaked out there from here. So if I suppose want to add a knowledge base, you can click on add, choose from where you want to add the knowledge base and do it. Similarly, if you want to add certain actions, click over here. You can add your own custom function, or add code interpreter, or use specified tool, or use Azure function to add it. Pretty cool, pretty easy stuff out there which you can do. And again, you can edit the connected resources. You can change the model out here and also delete it whenever not required. So if you click on delete, it gets deleted. You can check out the tokens, the logs of it, and clear the charts. You can add code interpreter and file search also in this. And this is how you can add the whole agents flow. Sounds pretty cool, sounds pretty good. But how does it work? So suppose it's my sales agent app where I am adding a chainlet so that the data comes to me, and adding the query function so that it gives me the query as output. The Azure AI agent service has the instructions and the models in the backend, which it is using for me to get the data. The action and the tools that are working in the backend is the function calling, the code interpreter to actually understand the code of it and give me the query function, which I can use to query the data, and the file search and the grounding search with the Bing search option so that it understands and analyzes the data. And this is how the whole solution architecture is running in the backend to give me the agents app and run it in the backend with the help of AI agent service that you can see on the screen. Now, AI agent service in action. First step, we go create an agent like we did. Next, we create a thread like the file search thread, the code interpreter thread, which we saw over here. So we can click on thread files, add in the file search and the code interpreter option and add it out here using the local files that we have. Run the agent, check the run state and display the agent's response. Based upon the agent's response, you add instructions, which is the custom instruction or the system instruction that you have. Next, you choose the model and the data. So the data from where you want to get the search. Next, you add the tools out there, which is like the tools used to actually understand the data and from where to get it, like the file search, the functional calling. And again, it depends upon you which you want to choose and why you want to choose them, because each and everyone has a different purpose. Each and everyone is using them for a different purpose out there. So this is what is doing it in the backend. And then the thread analyzes the data and gives the user the message that, okay, uh, here is the sales based upon the user's message, like give me the total sales by region. So the function calling is happening and it's creating a message and sending it back. Now you might say, okay, sounds like LLM, but it's not LLM. It's different because you're giving your own data. You're feeding in your own tools. You're doing it based upon your needs and you're customizing it. So It's always like AI agent is something which is built on top of the available services that we have already on the LLM. It's just much more advanced and trained for your own purpose. Similarly, if you want to add a pie chart, it shows you a pie chart and gives you all of it. Function calling is like the capability of LLMs right now to take in user defined functions and give you input and generate structured outputs. And it's used by Azure, Gemini, and a lot of other tools out there. While Azure gives you a very robust tool out there which you can actually use. So let me show it to you how. Let's keep a slideshow. How is suppose I just go to this option over here. Let me do it. Um, so let me just go to this option. So if you haven't explored, please go ahead and explore the real-time audio. It's amazing. It's awesome, and I'm pretty sure that you would be loving it. Let me go to the playground. Real-time. It's pretty awesome. It's amazing that I'm pretty sure you would be loving it. It's a real-time thing, and if you can see, the function over here is to actually interact with it and get you the things in demand. And you can actually add in your new deployments over here, and you can choose it from here. Similarly, if you want to add and use functions, there are a lot of other things that you can actually go ahead and use out there. So function calling is this particular way which helps LLM to take actions and gives you the response in a particular manner. Like you saw in this particular case, the instructions are happening is that you are telling the sales analysis agent to get the sales data from the application and use the database when writing SQL queries. The function given over here is written over here. Let's suppose that okay, use this particular thing and print out this particular query and try and catch block. The user data is being added, like the query which is being given, and the LLM gives the response in the same fashion. Now, all of this sounds amazing, all of this looks amazing, and you can use it for your own purpose and in different methods out there. In fact, you have this chat option where you can add in chat, you can add in the deployments, you can deploy it and use it like your own purpose. But before I wrap it up, uh, I want to take you to something which is again very, very cool, which is assistance. So, assistance is just like your Azure AI agents, and it's the enhanced security and it gives you additional tools. I want you to just I want to share with you this code which you can actually go and share this out. Let me just browse code samples and yeah. So this is the documentation which you can actually go check out for the whole Azure AI Foundry in-depth tutorials, in-depth knowledge of each and everything. And this covers most of it, most of the things that I talked about. It has how you can build custom application, drag models out of it, and have search solutions available. So let me just share this out in the private chat so that Sudhanshu can take it up in the YouTube chat itself for all of you to refer to. Make sure that you check this out thoroughly because it gives you tons of services. And before I wrap it up with the takeaways, I want to just give you one insight is please, please, please make sure that you actually understand the problem statement, understand why actually you are trying to use this particular software and what is the purpose of it. Because it happens that most of the times it's not necessary to use AI. It's not necessary to use an AI agent. You can do the task simply using mathematical formulas. So please go ahead, check it out, check the feasibility of it, check the scalability of it, because AI models have the request limit, has the context limit, token limit. So understand the feasibility, understand the requirement of it, and based upon it, take the decision whether it's necessary, whether you need a vast amount of data, which is generalized data, and then scope it all around or not. So yeah, the takeaways for today is You can do more with LLMs using function calling. Take it to the next level with the AI agent service to get function calling, code generation, file search, and more. Explore frameworks like Azure AI Agent so that you can actually do autogen, remove the manual efforts that we are doing today, and be much more accurate and precise, and get more profits for your clients or for your company, and use UI or code to build your agent. So there are two ways. You can actually go to the portal, or you can actually code it out. So these are the two ways you can do. And please go ahead, check the documentation which I've shared in the chat out there, and do please share your feedback. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Some other. Thank you.
Thank you, Harshvardhan sir. And thank you everyone for joining us for this exciting session where agents take center stage. Now it's time for you to discover, build, and shape the future together. Thank you everyone for joining.